I want to ask you about North Korea. During the campaign, President Trump said he would be willing to talk to North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Take a listen.
One of the papers called the other day, and they said, would you speak to the leader of North Korea? I said, absolutely. Why not? Why not? There's a 10% or a 20% chance that I can talk him out of those damn nukes, because who the hell wants him to have nukes? And there's a chance.
Direct negotiation with North Korea by the president would obviously be a significant departure from not just Obama policy, but American policy for decades. Do you support it if it were a possibility?
I think the win-win with China would be this, that we say to China, if you tighten dramatically the sanctions on North Korea, that the United States will have direct talks with the North Koreans. I think that is the best formula to finally get the kinds of results that we're looking for. Otherwise, we're going to see continued escalation of ballistic missile tests, of nuclear weapons inside of that country, and the additional kind of stories coming out of Washington this past week that the United States is actually developing some plans for the killing of Kim or for deploying nuclear weapons inside of South Korea. That would lead to an escalation of tension that could lead to accidental nuclear war on the Korean Peninsula.
But I'm going to register that as a yes, direct talks, but if China agrees to the sanctions.
If China tightens the sanctions,
direct talks
and they're the principal country that can accomplish that goal,
sure,
then I believe the United States should engage in direct talks with Kim. That's going to be the best way to lower this bubbling, boiling cauldron of controversy that is spinning very quickly out of control.